Now, the only locally produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly cloudy good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester. Hope you had a very nice Thanksgiving holiday, and hopefully the month of November was a pretty good month for you as well. Moving into December now, and obviously it feels a whole lot more like winter, and you take a look outside, and it looks a whole lot more like winter, too. Quite a bit of snow all around the area, starting about midday on Saturday. Some of you kicked in about 6, 7 o'clock Saturday evening. And by the time it was all said and done, a lot of you picked up at least 4 inches of snow. Many others in that 6-inch category. And we did have a few folks that picked up about 8 inches of snow. And in northern Michigan, there were a few folks that picked up a little bit of snow as well. Thanksgiving, for the most part, was a recovery day from very gusty winds that we did see. And temperatures began to cool down just a little bit. They are going to get a whole lot colder as we go through the work week this week. We should be right around 39 for a high and 27 for a low. By the end of the month of December, we should be at 31 for a high and 19 for a low. So I guess it's pretty safe to say that we're running below average on the temperatures as you take a look at the end of December. This is obviously a lot more like January and February weather, and it's going to be that way now for at least the next 12 days. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we're taking a look at the 15th, 16th of December before things even have a chance of becoming average. But again, average for this time of the year is going to be the about the 15th of the month is going to be right around 35 degrees. So maybe we'll consider 35 degrees a heat wave then. Hopefully for some of you, you're hoping that this snow sticks around for a while. And I guess I'm one of them as well. And given the temperatures we had overnight last night, yeah, it is definitely going to stick around just a little bit. We'll cover all of that in just a second. But Matthew, temperature-wise, right now, what are we looking at?
Currently, over at the airport, it's cloudy at 24. Over in Midland, it's partly sunny at 27. Here at Radio Center, it's cloudy at 21. We have southeast winds at 6 miles per hour, and our pressure is at 30.40, and it's falling.
We're going to have glimpses of sun as we go through the afternoon, but that's going to be pretty much it. The sun isn't going to give us much of a chance, though, to warm up, and obviously won't give us a very good chance at all of seeing any melting snow. At this stage, the snow is melting from underneath up. If you do have a chance to dig down a little bit through that snow cover and try to push a stake or something in, you won't have any problem doing it. The snow is an insulator now for all of that ground, and there's very little, if any, frozen ground at this stage. As far as temperatures go, back 40 at Richville, I registered about 14 degrees. Lapeer, 7 degrees this morning. Flint looking at 13. Bad Axe and Gladwin were at 18. Owasso started the morning off at 17. Ithaca at 10. Looking at 13 degrees in the Clare area. Alma looking at 18 degrees. Caro, you started off at 10. The Tawases at 16. And Frankenmuth, single digits, starting it off at 9 degrees there. By contrast, the overnight low in Caseville, 27. And that's going to be pretty close to what our projected high is going to be by the time we finish this day off. As far as snow is concerned, well, the Chicago area, of course, a lot of folks talked about that. More than 8 inches of snow. Des Moines, Iowa, also picking up 8 inches of snow out of the system that affected our weather. We're looking in the Upper Peninsula, Herman, just under 3 feet Paulding looking at 31 inches. Ironwood at 28 inches. Negaunee is just under 26. Twin Lakes at 25. Bear Lake at 25, almost 26. Waters coming in at 25 inches. Frederick coming in at 24. Cedarville looking at right around 18 inches of snow out of the system. Plainville coming in at 7. I want to say White Lake right around in there. They have 4 inches, so it kind of gives you an idea. Holland looking at 6.5 inches of snow. St. Charles just under 8. The Ubley and Midland areas 7.5. Shields, Saginaw right around 7 inches. Bay City picked up 6.5. Birch Run at 6, and the Seaboing area coming in at right around 5.5, almost 6 inches of snow. So that in a nutshell kind of covers the area as far as differences go of snow. And again, as I said, this snow is not going to go away anytime soon. Partly cloudy skies with that glimpse of sun, then mostly cloudy. 29 is about all the warmer we're going to get. We do have a high pressure system over New York State, so it's going to try to pull a little bit warmer air up at us, but there is a system off to the west that's drafting a lot of cold air, spilling down into the central part of the continental United States and over into the Ohio River Valley. So the two of those systems working together is what's going to continue to keep our system, our temperatures, pretty much on the chilly side. After a low of 17 tonight with some clouds and some light snow, more in southern Michigan, especially along the Michigan border, because of a Tennessee Valley system that's going to be moving from the west to the east. They'll get a lot more snow down there than they will up here. Some light snow here. During the day tomorrow, more in the way of clouds, glimpses of sun once again, a few flurries, 30 for a high. The system that's going to be affecting our weather will be into and around Pennsylvania and New York State. They're going to pick up a lot more in the way of snow than what we will tomorrow. Then 18 for a low tomorrow night, 32 for a high on Wednesday. So still we'll be trending below normal, but at least right around freezing. A mix of sun and clouds, snow showers later in the day on Wednesday as a front moves through. Our low on Wednesday night after the front moves through, 10 degrees. During the day on Thursday, partly cloudy skies, 20 for a high, 10 for a low. High pressure over Iowa is the reason why that cold air is just going to come plunging down over the Great Lakes. Our high temperature on Friday will be 24. Low will be right around 20. On Saturday, we'll be looking for 32 for a high, 20 for a low. And then on Sunday, 28 for a high, looking for a low of right around 20 as well. Long range outlook, and we alluded to this all the way through the 15th of the month. Temperatures will be averaging below normal. Precipitation values will be average. Record high in this state is 64. That was set back in 1970. The record low is 2, and that was set in 1966. A year ago today, 35 was our high, 24 was our low. We had no snow to talk about. So far, we're looking at the month of November. Altogether, we had, I want to say, 10.4 inches of snow, which is a little bit better than what we had a year ago at this time. A year ago, we had, it was right around 0.2 of an inch of snow altogether for the entire month out at MBS International. Yesterday, our high was 33 and our low was 20. What are we looking at as far as the coldest ever? Well, you got to go back to 1966 for a December 1st. 26 was our high, 2 was our low. And the most snow that we had ever had in November was 3.5 inches, and that was set in 2007. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Matthew standing by. Who have we got?
Coming up next, we have Gary Kaufman from Star of the West, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
But before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Michigan Truck Spring of Saginaw, your complete parts and service headquarters for light, medium, heavy-duty trucks and trailers, as well as buses and recreational vehicles. Quality parts, quality service, very competitive prices for well over 45 years. 800-358-4751, that's the number. Or you can buy online at truckspring.com. And don't forget, that service area is open until 11 o'clock, Monday through Friday. Incidentally, just to kind of give you an idea here, normal precipitation for the month of November should be just under 2.3 inches liquid water equivalent. This past November, 1.32 inches is all we saw out at MBS International Airport. The average snow for the month of November is 3.3 inches, and out at the airport we had 10.4 inches of snow this year. So kind of gives you an idea. Not a whole lot of liquid, a little bit more in the way of snow. Along with us, we have Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. And Gary, how's your back this morning?
Well, I found out I need to work out a little bit more, Terry. So.
I think we need more snow. Either that, I'm going to have to buy gas for the snowblower, you know.
We just couldn't come in gradually. It just had to just slam us. So then we got to work out more than we wanted. So.
Boy, and I'll tell you, there's a lot of growers that are really happy they got done what they got done.
Oh, for sure. Yep, just in time. Like we've been saying, it's been a fantastic fall for harvesting. But the guys that were still had a few acres ago, I think they got her done just in time. So.
Well, I'll tell you, there was a lot of scrambling on Saturday. Just all over the place. People in their yards putting Christmas lights up. Folks trying to get that final batch of leaves that Mother Nature finally decided to release here just on Thanksgiving Day. That the wind didn't blow around anyway. But it was pretty wild Saturday night, and no surprise to me that there are schools out in Michigan's thumb that are closed today.
Yeah, I'm not surprised either, for sure. Yeah, those back roads are pretty slick.
Well, they sure are. So, moving into today, we've got a little ground to pick up, or how are we looking?
Yeah, we had a pretty decent week last week for a short week. For last week, corn was up about a dime, beans were up about 12, and wheat was down about a penny. But early calls were kind of steady to choppy with just limited fresh news, Terry. There's we're still trying to, see what's going to come from China. And, they're confirming, a few export sales here and there daily, it seems like. And, the other market mover is going to be South America weather. Right now, their weather has been ideal down there. So we'll continue to watch that. So export sales on corn keep coming in. And, we're going to get caught up here pretty soon with that data from the USDA. So, but all in all, it's going to be a tug of war. I don't expect too much movement here, Terry. Right now here at the noon hour, we're pretty much unchanged on corn and wheat, and soybeans down about a nickel right now. But yeah, those are the headlines, and don't expect too much excitement, I guess, at this point. So
no, I guess not. So right now on the board, what do you have?
Yeah, right now let's call cash wheat unchanged at 514 on the white, 439 on the red. New crop for next year unchanged at 545 on the white, 460 on the red. Cash corn, let's call it down a penny at 387. New crop for next year unchanged at 408. Cash soybeans currently down 4 at 1064, and new crop for next year, Terry, down 4 cents as well at 1045.
Gary Kaufman, you have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Terry. You as well.
You bet. Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. A little bit more in depth as far as what the markets are doing. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining me. The market report brought to you by Thumb Bank, serving the needs of agriculture since 1895. They've got 13 locations now to serve you throughout the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay. They keep up with all the industry trends and what's going on with those markets and how all of that is going to help you in the new year. So check them out. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. Market report also brought to you by Ed Raymond and Sons, quality clothing and shoes since 1919. Carhartt, Red Wing shoes and boots, Stormy Cromer accessories, and a whole lot more, all available right now at Ed Raymond's, 151 West Broad Street in Chesaning. They're open 7 days. Check them out at edraymond's.com for more information. Doug Klein, good morning.
Good morning.
What are we looking at?
Kind of crazy. Silver hit an all-time high again today, 58.33, if you can imagine that. When you're strong, you're really strong. When the robots are trading you up or down, I don't know. Bitcoin is getting smashed. It's down about 7.5% today. Closed out the week last week at 91,000, trading at about 85,000 right now. So extremely risky and volatile there. Of course, that's kind of taken out the stock market just a little bit. Had a great week last week, so no worries anyway. Down about 0.25% or so on the stock market. Like I said, no big deal. Here's one that's interesting. Shipping is hitting highs today. A couple of the stocks that I sort of kind of follow are hitting that 1 year high, up about 50% since their low. So they're acting okay, and you would usually expect that when the grains are hitting highs, which they're not. Usually it's very relatable to the price of the commodity that they're hauling, but not in this case. And last month was a record month for export of liquid natural gas, LNG. And so that's kind of interesting that we're just sending her overseas, but that's the way she goes. Anyway, so here's your numbers. December corn, 4.35, down 0.5 penny. The March corn, 4.47, down 0.75 penny. The January soybeans, 11.33 1/4, down 4.5. March soybeans, 11.41 3/4, down 4 1/4. December wheat, 5.30 3/4, down 1/4 penny. And the March wheat is 5.38 1/4, down also 1/4 penny. The crude oil is 59.23, up 68 cents. Heating oil is 2.33 3/4, up 3.5 cents. Gasoline is 1.82 1/4, up 4.2 cents. Natural gas 4.82, that is down 3 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, US dollar buys $1.3983 Canadian, that's up 10 ticks. The dollar buys 155.30 yen, that's down 85 ticks. The euro's at 116.21, down or up 26 ticks. Then the dollar's at 99.28, down 17 ticks. Gold's at 42.3110, up $12.80. Silver's 58.33, up $1.88. Platinum is 16.8320, down $1.80, and copper is at 525.85, up 4 1/4 cents.
Keep that silver moving.
I guess.
All right. We'll talk to you later. Thanks,
Okay,
Doug.
will do.
Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Legendary Tree Care. You need some trimming done? How about a tree removal? They can do it. Legendary Tree Care. Remember, no job is too big or too small. They're fully licensed and insured, and they do specialize in those big projects. Legendary Tree Care, mi.com is where you can find more information or like them on Facebook. Along with us right now, let's check in with Rob Stoutenberg with Michigan Sugar. Rob, the harvest, of course, done, but it looks like we've got a lot of meetings coming up that we should probably chat about.
Oh, yes, sir. This week, we got 5 meetings, one each day. We call it Seed Week. Today, the meeting's over in Ontario. Tomorrow, it's in Steepling. Wednesday it's in Ubley, and then Thursday's Richville, and wrapping it up on Friday is Mount Pleasant. That's the meeting where guys can go and have all the seed companies tell them what's on the market and what they think is going to be the best thing moving forward, and good place to get a lot of information.
Yeah, and it sounds to me this year, given the way things have gone, there's going to be a lot of conversation about some of these varieties.
Oh, absolutely. There's already conversations going on. The ag team's already doing some research, diving in, looking at how people's yield did, versus planting date. And, when we go to have those conversations with the growers, we have a good background knowledge of what they did and how we can help them improve off of that.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, that's really important. What happened and how we can improve. I know there's been some disease issues too.
Yeah, disease, and if we could get Mother Nature to stop giving us droughts, that'd help out a lot.
We sure would. And as far as the plants are concerned, how are we doing right now?
They're chugging along. Normal operation stuff. They'll have something go out here and there, but as far as I read this morning, no major critical breakdowns. It's looking pretty good. And some people might not like this, but I'm glad we got these cold temps to keep all of our beets in storage nice and cool.
Yeah, quite frankly, we haven't had this for a while, have we?
No. Even though when I started my truck this morning, it was 10 degrees. I'll take it. I'd rather keep those beets nice and cool and get them ready for when they're ready to go to the factory instead of having, what was a couple years ago, it was like 50 degrees this time. It's like, we don't need that.
No, we don't. Not at all. Rob Stoutenberg, thank you so much. We'll talk to you again next week. All righty?
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, Terry.
You bet. Rob's report brought to you by the folks at Foster Blue Water Oil and Blue Flame Propane, supplying oil, fuel, propane, lubricants, diesel exhaust fluid, and energy services for over 80 years. Foster Blue Water Oil and Blue Flame Propane. Along with us, Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Jerry, what's going on?
Terry, this snow came along. All of a sudden, I'm already seeing an overuse of salt in places. Salt, use it sparingly. It's really hard on your turf and your plants. Although salt is very mobile in the soil, we just don't want to get taken up by the plants and having the problems that salt presents. So if we can, let's do our best to be using a little bit of salt. And if it isn't enough, add a little bit more. And if that's not enough, add a little bit more versus dumping it and having too much, because I've yet to see somebody sweep up too much salt.
Yeah, no kidding. Jerry, thanks a lot. We'll talk again tomorrow. All righty?
Yes, sir.
Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Vic Huffer joining me right now from Freeland Bean and Grain. And Vic, there's a lot of things that producers are looking at right now as we end the year.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. We're going into a time where, there's a tremendous amount of uncertainty. I've been watching some videos online where there's guys in the southeast part of the United States that are just, they don't know where the money's going to come from. I mean, this is a tough time to be in when it comes to agriculture, and I feel for them greatly. But like it or not, we got bare fields that are going to have to be planted next year because it's our livelihood. And going forward, everybody's going to be scrutinizing everything that they do, pricing issues on everything. We're going to see a lot of things that are going to have to happen in order to get us in a situation where this crop is going to be able to go in and try to be profitable at the same time.
So at this stage of the game, Vic, a lot of guys have been pricing ahead, and we haven't had too many issues.
There's supply issues. There's none that I can see right as of the current time. I'm able to buy anything right now. There's nothing I found. I don't see any issues on pricing on chemicals. Pesticides. I don't see anything that's looking to be tremendously up or short. I can buy. You can buy Liberty. You can buy Roundup. I mean, anything's available. Even 28%. I've been offering some offers out to some guys for prepay, to have a price out there for guys at the end of the year here. because my concern is if we see any movement in corn price, we'll probably see some movement in liquid nitrogen price. If there's one thing that most guys are using today, pretty much across the board, is their liquid nitrogen. It's the one thing I would be most concerned about getting bought.
So now's the time to be getting in contact with you on that, right, Vic?
Exactly, because I think it's got it doesn't seem like it's affected by corn price that much. We saw some $100 a ton over where we are now last year during summer when we were running short of 28%. And 28% is not, it's not tight, but from what the suppliers are telling me, they're calling it snug.
All right.
So availability's there, but if we have any kind of run in price on corn to where at the end of the year, or guys for some reason need to spend money, and we start filling our tanks and start putting product in, we're going to see a run on price. And,
all right.
I mean, $40-50 a ton makes a big difference when in everything. It's just one of those things where it's the one product that I'm letting my growers know, if you're going to buy something, get it bought.
All
because
right.
the rest of the products out there are pretty much available, and there's not much problem getting them. So,
okay, Vic, I appreciate it. You take care. Have a great day. Okay.
You too, Terry.
Vic Huffer over at Freeland Bean and Grain. We'll take a 30-second break and be right back.
Hey, it's Brian Grew, your local Beta Seed sales manager. Another sugar beet harvest is in the books, and we're already testing the hybrids that will define the next decade of performance. Your feedback fuels the science behind higher yields and stronger disease protection. Because at Beta Seed, confidence isn't a promise, it's a proven result. Talk to your Beta Seed rep or visit betaseed.com to learn more. There's a science to breeding confidence.
Do you have a yield monitor in your combine? Do you print off a pretty picture every year, but you don't know what to do with it? Why don't you have PC Ag Solutions analyze your data to help you make profitable decisions for the upcoming season? We can help you analyze your data from your planter, sprayer, or combine and compare it to your soil types and nutrient availability. Anything from the planting date to your speed, population, and variety to elevation, drainage, and in-season applications. We can help you make the most profitable decision on your farm. Call us today, 989-868-44.
This is CBS News.